Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of WTWO's Beyond the Stands. Of course, I'm your host, Rick Semmler. All this week, we have been previewing the high school boys basketball semi-state action. We have 4 teams playing in semi-state. We're getting to our 4th team this week, and certainly they're not our last team. They've been impressive all season long. I'm talking about 1A top-ranked Clay City. And joining me are a couple seniors from the team. Well, they're mostly all seniors on the team, but 2 of the seniors are joining me, and senior Ethan Edwards and Bryce Wiram. Guys, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's always
Good.
to talk to Clay City. I wore my purple today for Clay City. Do I get your approval?
Oh yeah, sounds good. Looks good.
Now, you guys have kind of living the rock star life this season. I mean, 25-1, ranked number 1 in the state. What is it like living in Clay City these days?
Well, it's been an incredible experience. For sectionals and regionals, we had parents put out signs for us along the highway. So the community and support we've had has been tremendous.
Want to ask you guys, okay, so you're coming off winning regionals. You beat Northeast, the boys, 51-42. It's the Eels' first regional in 10 years. How exciting, start with you, Bryce, is it to not only win a regional, but, it's been 10 years to win a regional for Clay City?
It's very exciting. Like Dog said, it's been great support, and I'm just very thrilled to be in the situation we are, and the chemistry that we have as a team is just unmatched.
Ethan, you cut down a sectional for the second year in a row, so that's pretty cool. But to cut down a regional for the first time in your career, a regional net, how special was that?
Oh, it was incredible. It was really nice that we didn't let our fans down this time, like last year.
You speak of letting your fans down. I don't know if you let your fans down, but Bethesda Christian was pretty good, and they got you guys in regionals. How much did you guys take from that regional experience 1 year ago against Bethesda Christian?
Yeah, it definitely helped us there. When it got close, we knew we'd been in that situation before, and we knew kind of the places we needed to be and the things we needed to do to get that done.
I ask you, Ethan, for a year, and Coach Ames has said this, you guys had that sit with you, that you lost in regionals. Yes, you lost to a good team, but kind of fuel for the fire. How much did that fuel you guys over the last year that you wanted to get back to regionals and finish the job this time?
Oh, it really helped motivate us. In our locker room, we have a picture on the door that is of regionals, and it says, "How bad do you want to be back here?" So every time before practice, before we leave the locker room, we see that picture, and it reminds us.
I love it. I was looking this up. This is a crazy stat. You guys have played 26 games this season, and you've only had 5 games in single digits. Like, you guys have just blown everybody out. I don't want to say it's been easy, but just talk about, the way you guys have, both of you can answer this, the way you guys have dominated this season.
You got it.
So I think a lot of it has to do with the coaching staff and how well they prepare us for the games. We have long scouting reports of each team, and we study them, and we know what each team will do before the games. And then game time is just exactly what we expect to happen.
What about you, Bryce? What do you think?
Yeah, if I could add on a little bit on that, I'd say that they tell us not to take anybody for granted, and they push us in practice. Communication is a big part of it, and we think that if we have communication and we don't take anybody for granted and come off strong, we think that we can beat anybody.
Now, you guys, I mentioned, have blown everybody out, but in the regional, you found yourself down at halftime, and you only won by 9, kind of uncharted territory for you this season. Just talk about, was there panic with you guys, or were you confident the whole time that, not that you had the game, but you knew and trusted yourselves?
We weren't confident. We just had to stay calm, play our game. We said in the locker room, last year we were up against Bethesda and they were up against us. We knew that we kind of had to do what Bethesda did to us last year. So that was kind of our saying at halftime. And I kind of calmed us that down, and we just played basketball after that.
Good deal.
And then to add on to that is the coaches said that we haven't played our true basketball yet, and the other team hasn't seen our how we play basketball yet. So that really helped us, motivate us to come out in the second half and turn it on.
What does that say about this team? Honestly, I think you guys would admit it. You won the regional, but you certainly didn't play your best game, and you still won the regional. What does that say about your guys' ball club? Both of you can answer that question.
You can go first.
Oh, you go.
I just think that we have a lot of grit, and I think it helps last year going to the regional, a lot of experience and being in situations like that, and people coming off the bench are just as good as the guys coming off the floor. So it's nice to have a lot of depth.
Yeah, I agree with that. And then we've been in scenarios this year where we haven't played our best ball. Like against Linton, we were sloppy, and against Bloomfield, we've been sloppy. But we just stay determined and keep our heads down and do what we know how to do.
I want to thank our sponsors of the show, Crow Equipment Incorporated and Andrews Heating and Air Conditioning, your 2018 American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning building, a higher standard award winner for quality and reliability you can depend on. Call Andrews Heating and Air Conditioning, 765-832-9401. You guys are one of the hottest teams in the state. It doesn't matter 4A to 1A, 24 straight wins. You set the school record for wins in a season, passing the old mark of the 73-74 Clay City team, the legendary team that everybody talks about with Bob Heaton. I know you still have more work to do, but what does it mean to own that record for most wins in a single season?
It's incredible. It means everything. It just shows how good of a team we are and how well we play together.
Bryce, I got to ask you, as the wins keep going, I know you're not supposed to pay attention to it, but are you guys aware of, the win streak and want to keep that win streak going?
Yes, it's definitely brought up, but they definitely tell us that we're not good. We just we got to keep our heads straight and keep our heads level. I think not paying too much attention to that has been helping us.
Yeah. The coaches keep us very humble.
And I got to ask about Coach Ames. He's been a Clay City guy forever. I know he's only been a head coach of the boys for 6-7 years, but he's been Mr. Clay City there forever. What is it like to play for Coach Ames?
Oh, it's fun. It's fun. He does a good job scouting report. Scouting reports are very very detailed. That's very good. He has coaches behind him that help him out, and he knows what he's doing, and he gets the job done.
Yeah.
I mentioned the 73-74 Clay City team, and I'm not from this area, but when I got here, I heard about that team. Everybody talks about that team. How much respect do you guys have for that team? Because you're kind of breaking their records.
They're very respected because back then the tournament wasn't in the classes. They had to compete against 1As, 2A, 3A, 4A schools. So they had to go up against like North and South in their sectional, I think, or regionals. And so we still have a lot of respect for them because what they did during that time was really impressive.
Okay, so be honest with me, Bryce, though. Is it cool that people will say Clay City's 73-74 team, and now they're going to say, well, the 24-25 team beat all their records and has a chance maybe to go further than them? Is that pretty cool for you guys?
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I think they kind of set the pathway for Clay City basketball, and they kind of set like what it means to win. And then I don't know. I think it's unfair to compare the two teams. I mean, I think at that point they didn't have the 3-point line, so that would have been interesting. And what Dog said, they were going up against 4A teams in their sectional and state tournament, so that would have been pretty tough. I don't know. We'll see.
I want to remind everybody there's new ways that you can follow Beyond the Stands on Spotify, CastBox, Pocket Cast, and iHeartRadio. Now, this Clay City team has a very unique roster, 10 seniors. You don't hear that very often. How cool is it that you guys, I know, came up together, have been able to keep your group together all these years, and here you are with 10 seniors. How special is that? Both of you can comment on that.
Yeah, I think it's amazing because you've been friends with them since I came here in 4th grade. So I've been friends with everyone since 4th grade, playing ball with them, and it creates a lot of team chemistry, which has really helped us through the years.
I was saying a lot of it's chemistry, and knowing where your teammates are on the floor helps a lot, not only on offense but defense. um, just the communication between us is just very, very helpful. And then off the court, I feel like we're like best friends, and I think that helps a lot because maybe not a lot of schools you don't everybody hanging out with each other, but not only the varsity guys, it goes down to the JV guys. We're all a pretty tight group around here, so it helps out a lot to have that family, almost, if you will, behind you.
I know I was out at your guys' practice last week, and I had a chance to talk to you guys, and I told you guys this in person. I'll say it on the podcast. I respect you guys because 10 seniors in a day and age where kids transfer a lot. It just happens. You guys didn't, and you have several players that might not get the minutes or the points they want, and if they transferred, they might get that at other schools. They didn't do that. How much has this group put aside their egos for the betterment of the team and to win?
I think it's happened a lot. Like, a lot of the players could have gone and played for other schools and like started for almost any other school in our conference or in our sectional, but they chose to stay at Clay City. And I think that just shows the kind of family environment that we have around here.
Bryce, anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, I think the seniors that you don't see, they do a lot in practice, and they like a lot of them beat up on us, so they're they're just as good as us. So you put them in, you're as good as people you're taking off the floor. So,
And I'd like to add on to that by saying they're like our biggest cheerleaders on the bench. They cheer for every shot that we hit. It's really fun to be around them.
I love it. I love the camaraderie you guys have. Now, if people haven't been to the Eel Dome, it's a special place. And this season, you always draw well, but this season, just sell out crowds. The crowds have been huge. What is it like to play in front of those crowds, especially in the state tournament, everybody following you and the support you're getting at games? What is that like?
yeah, I mean, when it gets close, it gets so loud. I can't explain the loudness it gets. But it's just a great atmosphere. I mean, the little kids we have sitting under our goal there at the in the first half when we play at home is just like a realization. It's like it's bigger than you, and it's just like a great feeling to have.
You mentioned those little kids. That wasn't that long ago. It was you guys were those little kids. How much are you hoping to inspire that, we may be a small town, we may be a 1A team, but you know what? You can accomplish big things and contend statewide. How much are you trying to inspire those guys?
Yeah, that's one of our main goals is to be good leaders and show them what to do and how to be a good role model for them. That's one of our main points. And have they call themselves the dog pound. So have them under there cheering us on, and they can be loud sometimes on free throws. So it really helps us.
The dog pound. I like that. So last time you guys are going to Seymour Saturday for semi-state. In 2015, the last time you made semi-state, you were at Seymour. Do you guys remember that game by chance? Were you there?
Yep, we were there. We actually, most of us were wearing Go Eels on a white T-shirt that was painted on there, and we stood right behind the student section up against the railing. So we might be taking a reenactment photo of that. So we'll see what happens with that.
I got to see a picture of that reenactment if you guys do that. Now,
All right.
I mentioned that game because you guys legitimately had a chance to win that semi-state that day. Bar Reeve and Clay City in 2015. I was at the game, played just an incredible semi-state game. Bar Reeve ended up winning 56-54 on the Logan James game, I call it. Bar Reeve point guard went off in the fourth quarter to help Bar Reeve win that game. Bryce, especially, you were there. You talked about it. How much do you remember just how good that game was and how close Clay City came to winning in the heartbreak?
Yeah, so my cousin was actually on that team, and I remember the feeling whenever he hit. I think he actually hit the shot at the end of the game, if I remember right. And it's kind of we kind of want to get back there and finish some business with that.
You mentioned finishing some business. So, okay, let's talk about it. 12 p.m. on Saturday, Clay City takes on Liberty Christian in the second semifinal game at Semi-State. I know you guys have seen film on them. Just what both of you talk about. What does Clay City have to do to win on Saturday? Start with you, Bryce.
I think what we got to do is we got to get out to a good start. We didn't have a very good start against Northeast Du Bois. I think we got to lock down on some defense, and then we just got to score the ball after that. We just got to play our game, be calm out there. That's also a big thing, and we just got to get after them.
Yeah, he said we have to. They like to push the ball in transition and then try to pickpocket you and when you push the ball. So I think we have to. A big key to the game will be slowing the game down and get them into half court sets, and that's where we think we have the advantage.
So you still have 2 games, hopefully, on Saturday to play before you can make it to state. I know it's the 1 game at a time, but let's be honest. You guys have dreamed of this season. You've had an awesome season. You're 2 wins away from state. How much have you thought about being able to be the first team from Clay City boys basketball to go to state, potentially having a chance to win state, potentially cutting the nets down to state? Start with you, Ethan, and both of you answer this. How much have you dreamed of that moment of being able to go to state?
Well, I remember dreaming about this since I've been a little kid. My cousins used to play for Clay City also, I think, during the 2014 season. So I used to come to the games here and support them. And I used to always dream about coming here and cutting the nets down like they did. And now it's finally our opportunity to do this, and it means a lot. It's a big opportunity we have, and I think we need to take it.
Bryce, what about you? I know you dreamed of this moment.
I think we knew that we were gonna do something. I didn't know we were gonna go this far. I think it's pretty special. I think I don't know. I don't have any words.
I put you guys on the spot. I know. I put you on the spot. You're being modest, but when you're alone at home, Bryce, I mean, have you thought about maybe playing at the home with the Pacers? I mean, just has that hit you guys at all? I know that's a dream.
I think at times it's like you could be playing where the Pacers play. It's just like surreal almost. It doesn't feel real. It feels like a movie almost. But you try not to think about it too much. You try to just play one game at a time.
I feel like it really hits us whenever we go to practice at that gym for the first time and you walk in and you can just take it all in and look around and be like, wow, we're actually doing this.
You guys kind of remind me, your team, your town, of Hoosiers a little bit. Have you guys seen the movie Hoosiers?
Oh, yeah. I've seen it
many times.
A lot of times.
Do you guys feel like you're kind of the modern-day version of the Hoosiers a little bit?
Yeah, I think we travel a little better than in the Hoosiers, but yeah, I'd say so.
All right, guys, I appreciate your time. I know you just wrapped up practice. You got a couple more this week. Best of luck at Semi-State. WTWO Sports will be there, and hopefully we're there for 2 games and see you guys win Clay City's very first Semi-State championship. Guys, best of luck.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
That was seniors Bryce, Wiram, and Ethan Edwards from the Clay City boys basketball team, ranked number 1 in the state. And 1A Saturday, they'll try to win the school's very first boys basketball semi-state championship. Remember, you can always follow Beyond the Stands on mywabashvalley.com. That does it for this edition.